Check it out. Let me tell you one.
Freedom Hall!
What is up, my MMA brothers and sisters? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk MMA. Where do we begin? The event last Saturday was dope. Like, as far as I'm concerned, it was a great night of fights. And I made some money, so that's always good. But now we have, well, the last pay-per-view this Saturday of the year. It's fairly stacked, especially the main card. So I'm going to pick one thing, even though I would love to go through a lot of highlights that happened last Saturday, because I would say there was definitely a lot of juice in there for us to kind of chew on. But hey, I know we're all looking forward to this Saturday. Lots of great fights, picks to do. So real quick, let's get the show started on my very first topic. Let's see. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. Oh, man. Alistair Overeem got his face ripped apart. It looks like a dog chewed his face. Oh my God. Okay, you guys got a good look at that? You sure? All right. Well, that man is the guy that did that. Now, I picked Jairzinho from before. I ultimately thought it was going to be a first round knockout. Why? Jairzinho, when he came onto the scene, it was fast knockouts. He just has that gift of the one-touch death, right? So he kept on showing that over and over. So I was like, let me look into this guy. And then I noticed that he was a great kickboxer, all of this. So it just started making sense of where he came from, why he's doing so well now. And so with Alistair being a kickboxer himself, I didn't see any groundwork happening. If anything, that's where Overeem should have took it. He did the first round, but if he did continue to do that, he could have at least slowed him down and won the fight. A lot of the judges were saying that Overeem was going to win. I felt it was close, but I wouldn't have really complained if it was Overeem to win. But Jairzinho in the last 3 seconds does the brutal 1-2. I mean, even the jab just, my God, was so powerful. Right hand cuts his mouth open. As far as stoppage, because I have heard some people complaining about stoppage, no freaking way. All right, that punch happened in a fraction of a second. The guy was sat down, and which would have been like an uppercut, shovel punch while he was down there, would have just made things so much. Imagine how much worse. Do you need to see it again? No, I won't even show it to you again. But if another hit went through, it would have been all bad. I was okay with the stoppage. Your face got freaking torn apart, dude. It was over. It was over. So big up to Jairzinho, Rozenstruik, whatever it is. Can he beat Ngannou is really my question. Jairzinho called that out before this fight. Now, obviously, with this win, that seems to be the next thing. Ngannou, really no one wanting to fight him. That's why he hasn't been in a fight. And so Jairzinho is calling him out. So it seems like this is definitely what's going to be the next thing to happen. Two heavy hitters. I think Ngannou's a lot for anyone because of his size, his reach. I would say striking and boxing is really where his strengths are. But Jairzinho has way more experience, and I would say technically is better and has the power to put away Ngannou. So at the end of the day, that's going to be a great fight. But of course, we will talk about that later on. All right, guys. So let's see. Very next up. So we're going to do this. I'm going to go top fights, which is 3 title fights. These are the ones that I'm going to talk about today. Let me take a look here. Okay. Nazario, I see you. So we're going to do this. Let me go through these top 3 fights, and then I'm going to get into the comments here. That way we could continue the conversation. I'll answer all your questions. But we're going to go over the top 3 fights. I'm pretty sure this is the order that it's going to go in, so we will work our way up. This fight right here. We got the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Amanda Nunes as far as women go. And it's safe to say to call her that. She beat Ronda Rousey, which a lot of people would have been like, oh, she's one of the best. She beat Cyborg, which in my opinion, that was the woman to beat. And you saw how she beat her. So there's really not really any other women that could probably challenge her. But if there was going to be anybody, Germaine de Randamie would be that person. So what's pretty awesome here is that they actually did fight in the past. If I recall correctly, they both had their debut successfully, and then they faced each other. So literally their second fight in the UFC, they were faced off with each other. I went back and I looked at that fight, and at the end of the day, I feel this is, a lot of people are saying this. Germaine de Randamie's stand-up is probably a little better. Amanda Nunes, it's only shown that she's got the power and she could hold her own. But if Amanda Nunes takes this to the ground, that's where it just will go downhill for Germaine de Randamie. Here's my thing. With the first fight, you saw that the stand-up was definitely in Germaine's favor. Amanda, hey, it was a long time ago. She was more of a ground jiu-jitsu, and then she learned how to strike. So upon taking it to the ground, she mounted Germaine. It was a weird stoppage because she kept on throwing elbows, but a lot of them weren't really getting through. Germaine was just kind of blocking them, but there was so much time that it showed she couldn't get out, and you just can't be taking strikes like that, even if you're blocking them or not. So as we look into this fight, it's like, I think it's a brand new fight. They both have, grown into their skills, into their mindsets of this sport, the whole 9 yards. And I'm going to tell you this right here. Germaine's defense has improved. I went back and I saw her versus Rocky Pennington. And it's one of those things that I feel Amanda cannot, there's going to be 5 rounds. Amanda cannot wrestle / grapple all 5 rounds. So there has to be a big percentage of them standing up fighting. Now, that's where I say Germaine has the advantage, because I think she's going to be more creative. She can take any kind of shots that are coming in. If you look at Cyborg, she just wanted to get it back. You know what I mean? And that's what really lost it to her. But Amanda was just throwing the same exact strike. Germaine's not going to get by the same exact strike over and over and over again. I think she's too good for that. Rousey, she was never good at stand-up anyways. So Germaine is a true veteran in stand-up fighting and a real threat. Now, I'll kind of leave it at this. There was questions of why is this fight happening at 135, not 145? And to me, it's actually pretty darn simple. If you were in Germaine's shoes, technically, you already have the 145 belt, right? You beat Holly Holm, you received the belt, and then there was all that drama with not fighting Cyborg, blah, blah, blah. So for Germaine, why have it there? Even if she beat Amanda, she would just kind of like take back that belt she already has and never lost. If she fights her at 135 and beats Amanda, not only are you beating the best of all time, which is all well and great, but you get the second belt. Now she could say, not only am I the best, but the best at both of these weight classes. And now she can kind of hold on to both of those belts in a way. Technically, I think she would have to fight her at 145. But that's what makes this interesting, because if Germaine does win, you better believe rematching is going to happen. There's not too many contenders that are, that exciting or, probably even ready for either one of these girls. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, moving along. All right, we got MMA Slam up in the house. What's up, bro? Awesome. Hey, glad that you popped in. Thank you, my brother. Fucking MMA Slam podcast. My new brother from another mother. Hopefully we can do one of these real soon. All right, very next one. Oh, man, I can't believe this. This event's gonna be freaking great. Okay, so now we got Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. Now, with this fight, I definitely have been thinking a lot about it. And I've been hearing a lot of people's perspectives, but at the end of the day, I've now come to a more simple result of what I would have. I just think Max Holloway is too good. He's got the length. He's got, so he knows how to use his reach. So stand-up wise, I don't think Alexander can mess with Max. Alexander's got some power, but I don't think anything that Max hasn't seen, that's going to knock him out or something like that. The whole wrestling thing, I definitely see that as a threat. But a lot of that work happens against the cage, which I think Max is great at. And I think Max is just smart enough to know this is what I need to do to beat this guy. And he's able to just do that. Stick to that plan and stay champion. Alexander, on the other hand, being the shorter guy, he needs to close the distance. That's difficult. That's a con on his side. He's trying to win the belt, so he needs to push that. He needs to get in there and get into the danger. Even if he wants to take him down, right? He's got to close that distance, and that constant coming in, needing to close that distance throughout this fight. Max Holloway feeds off that kind of stuff. So I think this is definitely going to be a great fight. Alexander is definitely a great contender. So all well and great. But I think Max is still too good and will win this fight. So I can't say too much more on this fight. I truly end up seeing it that simple. But we shall see. All right. Very next. We're running through these now. Let's see. Very next. Okay. The main event. And, these last two fights that we just talked about are great. They would be main event pay-per-views all day long. This fight, though, it hasn't been hyped up enough. Unfortunately, there hasn't been too much of the chatter back and forth because that could have been fun. But I think we're going to get a lot of it within this week. So, okay. This one's really tough for me because I could see the two. It's like maybe after the first round, I'd be like, all right, this guy's going to win. So it's really tough to kind of foresee how they're going to come out, what are going to be their game plans, because they both wrestle. So let's just break this down a little by little. They both are great wrestlers, for sure. They both will be great at defending and trying to get the other person down. So because of that, you would think that they may go for it here and there, but it may not be a big priority because, number one, it's 5 rounds. You're just going to have to stand up. And that's what's great about these championship fights. They're so long that it almost, if you could grapple all 5 rounds, damn, you're amazing. But a lot of people, that's just hard, right? It's just hard. Whether you could or couldn't, it's just difficult. So these guys are going to have to stand up. Now, in that case, that's where I see Colby doing a similar thing with Robbie, just throwing it out there, getting his face. And that's what's going to help him keep that distance to not get taken down. He's willing to put himself there, but he is actually pretty good at his distance. Now, Kamaru's got the advantage of the reach, but I don't know if he's that great at using. I feel like he lunges in really to just go for a takedown, that kind of thing. So I just see an amazing back and forth fight. We got 5 rounds of this. I don't really see either one of them getting tired, but I do kind of see Kamaru going for the takedown more. Because if that jab, it keeps getting in his face, just frustrating him. Like, you motherfucker, quit, putting that in my face. I see Colby talking crap. I see Usman having a lot of pressure. Imagine after all of this, and you're Usman, and 1 or 2 rounds go by, and you might be losing to Colby Covington. Like, he might have a lot of pressure. And then if Colby's like, come on, why you have me against the cage? Let's fight. And pushing maybe the fight to happen just on the stand-up, where Colby maybe has that advantage. I after thinking about it so much, I've put more pros on Colby, which is crazy because Usman's a freaking Nigerian nightmare. He's huge. He's big. He's got the power, and he has the conditioning to keep it up. Like, that's crazy. But Colby, he has it too, so he's going to push him back also. So it's really going to be a test there. Usman has had surgeries recently. He's like, what was it, his knee, stuff like that. How is that going to affect him? Here's one last thing that I will leave you on this fight. Colby doesn't really need to lose a ton of weight to get to 170. Usman, as you can see by the size of him, definitely has to lose more weight. So not only did he come out of injuries, and I'm sure he's fully recovered, but hey, surgery, recovery, that's, and then getting into a 5-round fight, not easy on the body. And that type of weight cut that he needs to do, that again gives Colby another advantage. So as big and scary as Usman is and all the skills that he has, I feel like Colby matches a lot of them. And where Colby might be weaker, whether it be strength, he has these other benefits that I think as the fight goes along will weigh over to Colby's side. So whoa, we got a great night of fights that night. We could talk about some other fights. I don't know if you guys have them up, but there are other good fights that are going to be happening. So let's go to these messages. On point with the Holloway versus Volkanovski. Got a jet, bro. Keep up the awesome work. So MMA Slam podcast. He reached out, touched a brother, and we're gonna do something soon. For me, I might have him on one of these to where we can just talk about fights and go back and forth. But super cool that he reached out, because I feel that it's very easy to be like, oh, there's competition through YouTubers or business or whatever. And honestly, for me, I don't waste my energy there. I would rather talk to anyone that enjoys MMA and just continue to enjoy making these. So I just see it as simple as that. So if people are going to be friendly and cool, and we can kind of work together to do episodes and great content, let's do it. All right. So so tell me any questions that you guys have, but I'm gonna throw out a couple of fights really quick, just so you know. So Mike Perry is going to be fighting. I'm guessing it's Jeff Neal. And Nas, where you at? Where you at with your picks? Maybe we should do that. Caitlin Vieira and Irene Aldana. That fight's happening, but ultimately I feel like that particular fight could be what they're trying to make for Amanda next, or maybe in the near future. Vieira is ranked number 2 at bantamweight, so Matt Brown coming back. Matt Brown versus Ben Saunders. So very well, cool to see Matt Brown back. We'll see what kind of shape that he's in. But it seems like a great fight for him to come in, and maybe a fight for Ben Saunders to call it quits already. But hey, it's a great opponent. Definitely good matchmaking. Nazario, if you had to give a percentage of Colby and Usman, what would you give it? A percentage of who's going to win? If it's that, then Colby wins 65-35. It's close, dude. Because it could go Usman too. But yeah, I kind of see, dude. That one's so hard. But if you want to make a pick, Nas, you're on TV here, sir. If you want to pick, let's do these bets right now. Who do you got $1 on? So Nazario Aguilar, just so everybody knows, this is my best friend. This is my brother from another mother, and I'd be winning a lot of money from him. Just like this past Saturday, I won so much money. Lost a few bets, but I got you, son. All right, so who do you got? I got $1 on. I'll take Colby. $1 on Colby. Do you got Usman? $1 on Usman? Let me know. All right, let's see. Let me update you guys on this fight card here. Oh my God, Marlon Moraes versus Jose Aldo. Are you kidding me? That alone is a main event. And this is happening at bantamweight now. That's the scary part. Jose Aldo at bantamweight. He was having trouble at 145. You're gonna tell me that small guy is gonna lose 10 more pounds? Imagine how much muscle he lost losing some of that weight just to get a little bit lower. That's what's scary about that one. I'm not really a big fan of that one. Oh, 2 on Usman, huh? Yeah, I'm putting you on blast. I'll put you on blast again. Me and Nazario were supposed to do this episode, but that's not happening, is it? All right, I got 2 on Usman. All right, fine. Who do you have for Max. I got Max, dude. So I think we're gonna agree on that. So I got Max. Unless you want to take Alex, let me know. All right, Uriah Faber is fighting Peter Yan. Now, Peter Yan, he's just been going through guys, showing his skills, showing his ability to take punishment, give punishment, and just push. So going against Uriah Faber, because Faber's trying to, get a big fight. So I think UFC's kind of like, look, Peter Yan's really one of these guys. If you can get through him, fine. We'll hook you up. Because other than that, Peter Yan just needs that, more people need to know him and know his skills. So he needs to get one of these names under his belt, right? All right, you got Max. Yeah, I figured. All right, so then Nunes or Germaine. I got Germaine, and I think you got Nunes, so let me know if you want to bet on that one. Let's see, what else do we got here? So yeah, that main card is worth every penny, in my opinion. Let me see. Let me just see if there's any other one that you guys should definitely know. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's definitely a handful of fights. That main card is really freaking good. Let's see, Nazario. You got Max. All right, last one. What do you got? You got Nunes or you got Germaine? Let's see what he got his picks on. So I got Germaine. Not really sure. I think it'll just go 5 rounds. But don't be surprised. I see a knockout either or. I see either one of them hurting the other one and finishing the fight. I could see it both ways. So that's what I love. I love these fights that you're just like, I don't know. I can see it this way. I can see it that way. And the only way to know for sure is to watch the fight. All right. I got money. I got Nunes. You'll take Sagat. Yes. Okay, so we got our bets here. Fantastic. So thank all you guys for watching today's episode. Leave your thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button already. If you've come here before and you haven't subbed, hit the sub button. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're trying to get to the next tier of this YouTube thing. So I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate your time. There's going to be more videos to come. For this big event, I definitely want to do a little bit more. So we'll see what we got in store for you. So until next time, guys, peace. Where is it?